Hello there, this is Julia Doherty from Green Umbrella, and just to let you know, if you are thinking of doing any type of social media, a lot of the social media that you do is to drive traffic to your website. So I'm not an SEO expert, I don't know Google inside out, upside down, but I do know that it's important to have a basic understanding of how Google works. So in true Janet and John style, here's my interpretation of how Google works. Okay, let's go for it. So, back in the olden days, I say the olden days, I'm only talking, say, 3 or 4 years ago now, to get anywhere in Google, you used to do a thing called SEOing, or SEOing, search engine optimizing your website. So this means you put good things in your website, like good keywords, meta tags, meta descriptions, H2 tags, all that good juicy stuff that nobody understands, apart from these good SEO guys. So that's what you used to have to do, is to make sure that your website was keyword rich and all the rest of it. Anyway, that all changed in June 2010 when Google announced to the world, no longer can you just SEO your website or optimize your website and manipulate the system, you now have to do other things. So this was the launch of a project called Google Caffeine. It's since been updated. It was then Google Panda, then Google Penguin, and even more recently, it was literally just before Christmas, Google Hummingbird came out. Why they call them these silly names, I have no idea, but that's Google for you. But Google Caffeine is the one that's important. So Google Caffeine, June 2010, Google says no longer is it important just to SEO your site. You now need to do 3 key things. Okay, so we now have 3 sections that you need to think about. Okay, let's look at section number 1. Section number 1 is actually it's still important to optimize your website. So you still need to SEO your website, but it's gone from 100% down to about 18%, which is actually quite scary if you think about it. Okay, so you can't rely nowadays just on having a good optimized website. There are 2 other key factors that's really important for your organic ranking. The second part, this is more Julia language than anything else. I think Google call it interaction and engagement. I call it creating buzz. So Google's now not looking just at your website. It's looking outside of your website. Google's trolling the internet to see if there is a buzz created about your company. Are people talking about you? Are people sharing your content on LinkedIn? Are they active on Facebook and Twitter and various different social networking sites? But not just there. It's looking in public domain forums. It's looking to see if you've got an active where people are sharing your articles and stuff like that. So are you active outside of your website? Okay, so the interaction and engagement is worth about 27%. Okay, but the biggest slice of the pie to get anywhere within Google rankings is what we call refreshed content. Okay, now the refreshed content basically means that, and that's worth 55%. So let me show you perhaps our website. Okay, so let me just show you what happens with Google. So Google will come into your website, and its little spiders or its little robots will go, and it will scan your website. Okay, and it will take all that good information, and it will send that back to Google, and Google will say, okie dokie, I put some new stuff on their website, that's fantastic, and it will come back, say, in 2 weeks' time. In 2 weeks' time, it will say, it will come back, and it will have a look, and it will collect all the brand new stuff that you've done on your site. So if you put a new blog on there, or you've updated your toolbox, or you've added something new to your website, when Google comes back to your website, it's only collecting that brand new stuff. And that brand new stuff gets sent to Google, and Google then indexes you again. It goes up the rankings a little bit. But if you haven't put any new stuff on your website, Google will say, okay, we're not going to put any stuff on their website. They don't care that much about the website. We'll come back in 2 months' time. It will come back in 2 minutes' time. And again, if you haven't updated your website and put new stuff on your website, it will say, okay, no worries, they're not that bothered about their site. We'll come back in 3 months' time. We'll come back in 6 months' time. We'll come back in 8 months' time. You know, and that's the way it will work. So you really do need to keep on top of your website and make sure you're updating it on a regular basis. So that's the 3 elements of how Google works, Janet and John style. So it's important to optimize your website and make sure it's SEO friendly and keyword rich, but it's not the be all and end all. it's important to have a social media presence, or important to be popular online where people are talking about you and talking about your business. But the most important ingredient, if you want to be popular and want to have good rankings on Google, is to make sure that you're updating your website on a regular basis. Okay, video I'll do next week is I'm going to break this bit down into 2 other sections as well, just to show you how this bit works. Okay, hope that helps. If you've got any questions at all, then pop it in the comments below, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.